What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. We are back and the Premier League is back. Newcastle against Tottenham at St James's Park. Sunday, 2:05 kickoff. Are you excited for this one? Are you up for this one? Are you confident for this one?
I'm excited. I think the international break is so monotonous, isn't it? Like, I really hate watching international football with the stakes are so low.
Did you not have a nice little break though?
I had a nice break, but I just want to get back to that. I miss the stress. In a way, I miss that things meaning something. England winning, losing doesn't really matter. We're going to qualify. For example, even Germany losing to Macedonia, mad result. But let's be honest, it doesn't really matter, does it? In the long over this whole scheme of things. So I'm just happy there are stakes to the football again. I'm looking forward to the weekend. And look, it's a big game for us. Obviously, last few games they've had some awful performances, but we got back on track against Villa, and if we can win this one, it puts us in decent stead going into big games against Everton and Man United. So big game, big 3 points up for grabs.
100%, completely agree with everything you just said. Jose Mourinho's press conference has been done. So if you want to check out the full press conference, head over to our channel and look at our videos. It is the last video uploaded on the channel. The way this video and live stream is going to work, as always, we're going to take it question by question, what Jose Mourinho has said, react to everything, and then it is your chance to have your say. Silver and gold members, the link to join us is in your community section. So all you have to do is click that link. You'll be put into a waiting room, and then you'll be brought on by Frank as and when it is your turn. But look, let's get into the press conference. Jose has come out with some interesting stuff as always, and let's see what he said.
All right, yeah, we good? Yeah.
We on? Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. Welcome to our pre-match press conference against Newcastle United. I'll run you through our normal housekeeping. As always, no streaming or posting during the press conference on social media. There'll be a separate written briefing afterwards, embargo till 10:30 tonight. If you do have a question, please raise your hand and we'll try to get to as many of you as possible. I think we will start, as always, with Sky. So, Gary Cottrell, I'm just unmuting you now.
Thank you, Simon. Hello, Jose.
Hello, Gary.
Can I get some injury updates? How's Sonny?
Good. Son is good.
So able to play a part on Sunday if selected?
Yeah, he will be selected. Yeah.
How much of a boost is that? And obviously, staying here during the international break was crucial to his recovery.
No, he was injured. He trained with the team fully, first time this morning. Yesterday he was coming to do partial exercises, not a complete session. This morning was the first day he did it, and last week he didn't train at all, so it was completely impossible for him to play international. Would be even impossible for him to play if the game was yesterday or Tuesday. So this time was the good time for him to recover from injury. So in this moment we have Doherty and Ben Davies out, and a part of it, everybody is fit to play.
So to clarify, that means that Sergio is okay as well.
Which Sergio?
Reguilon.
Yeah. He's ready. Yeah.
9.
It's good news.
Great news. Sonny and Reguilon back, and potentially, it depends who you ask, potentially good news that Doherty and Davis are out.
I guess injury boost, I must say.
Yeah, exactly.
But look, it's very good news. Reguilon back, and Sonny pretty much confirmed he's going to start on Sunday, which is really good news.
Yeah, I just hope his fitness is okay in terms of lasting a whole game, seeing as he only first trained this morning and today.
Yeah, but he needed a rest, didn't he? He needed that rest because he was getting a bit leggy, despite he was still contributing, but maybe, he wasn't scoring as many goals as before, and maybe he wasn't getting those goal-scoring positions, but maybe this 3-week rest might have given him some more energy.
100%. I think it's only good news that that these players are back. We need Reguilon, we need Sonny. That left-hand side is going to be super important for us this weekend, as it will be every weekend, and those two are our best players there. So,
yeah. All right, well, it's interesting though, because last time we played 2 up front, didn't we? Kane
Against
and
Newcastle.
Vinicius. Against Villa.
Oh, against Villa, right.
So, does he play? I wonder how he changes
I've got a slight feeling Gareth Bale's going to start this one.
Yeah, but then what?
I got a feeling
Back to 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, that's what I got a feeling.
So what? Vinicius back out after scoring a goal.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Interesting. All right, let's keep going.
Premier League games after lockdown last season, Jose. You only lost once. You gathered 18 points. Would similar this time be enough to get you into the top 4?
I don't know. I think we have to do the same as we did last season, which was to focus on a game at a time and to try to get the maximum possible points. And even if you lose a match or draw, like it happened last season when we drew against Man United at home and we lost at Sheffield, you have to keep going until the last. And we went to the last match not knowing if we would finish a 6 and if we would qualify for Europa League. But we went until the last second trying to get maximum points, which is what we have to do now. We don't have European football to play. We have the Premier League matches and the final, and let's go one at a time, trying to get maximum points, and in the end we will see.
What about Harry, if I may? Obviously showed again what a quality player he is with England. His form under you, up front, assists, defensively, he's obviously enjoying his football. Does it then surprise you that people still say that he needs to leave this summer? I'm talking about pundits and so-called experts.
Yeah, I cannot play that game, you know. I have to focus on what is for us. Of course, I'm always pleased when my players they go to national teams and they do well. So I'm happy that he does well with England. I'm happy that England wins, obviously, but I cannot play that game of what the people say, what the people doesn't say. I cannot play that game. I focus on what he did for us in the last match against Villa. I focus on the effort that I saw him put on the pitch for England against Albania and Poland, and I focus on the match against Newcastle, where I'm pretty sure that playing very well or not so well, scoring 2-1 or nil, he will be there for the team, and that's where I have to focus.
But always,
yeah. I mean, you can't really say too much else. But like, we all know of Harry Kane, like he's always good. Even if he did want to leave in the summer, which he might well do, like he's always going to be a consummate professional, isn't he? And you know that he's going to try his best. He's not one of those players who do to down tools or anything like that. So I think in terms of from now to the end of the season, not much to worry about. And then when it comes to the summer, we'll see where we are.
Yeah, look, we've got goals to reach by the end of this season. We can't think about any speculation that's going to happen in the summer with this player, with that player. He's just got to concentrate, like he says, game by game with the players he's got. Harry Kane is the main part of that. So, I mean, in terms of transfers, there's nothing to talk about or to think about right now. It's just see what happens in the summer.
Exactly. Harry could even have a deal agreed now to join City already. We could already have a deal wrapped up, and he would still give 100% for now to the end of the season. So, like, there's nothing to worry about in terms of now. No point worry about it anyway. It's all about the end of the season.
I don't think he's like the same attitude as like a player like Christian Eriksen or Gareth Bale the first time, Dimitar Berbatov. That's not Harry Kane.
Different kettle of fish for Harry. Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Smile on his face, tellingly on the training ground and on the pitch.
Harry?
Yes.
I don't know if he has always a smile on his on his face, what I know is that he's professional.
Exactly.
A part of being talented or no is very important that the player is professional, and is very professional. And I'm very, very pleased to have him. And I repeat, I'm happy to see him and all the other guys when they go to national teams. I'm always happy when they do well. It's always better when they come back after positive results. So I think he's living a good period. He's doing well for club and country. And ahead of him, until the end of the season, he has nice challenges. He has a final to play. He has a Premier League to fight for every point. Then he has a Euros with the possibility to play a final at Wembley. I think he has to be happy with the moment he's living.
Finally, from me, Jose.
Is that right? Do you think he should be happy with the moment at the moment, Kane? Or do you think he should be worried about his future?
I mean, there's nothing to worry about in terms of his future. If he really wanted to go, he could go to any club in the world at the end of the day. Obviously, Daniel Levy will make that increasingly hard for him. But I think if he really, really wanted to go, I think he would be able to go.
Yeah.
So,
but should he be happy with his lot? Or do you think it's not good? Obviously, we know it's not good enough, but like, should he be happy at Spurs if we were to have a good end to the season?
look, it all depends if the club is progressing in the right way. It really does. I mean, it's hard to answer that right now. It really is. Is a Carabao Cup and a top four finish enough for Harry Kane? No, it's not. Harry Kane needs to be fighting for the top honours at the top of the league, Champions League, that kind of stuff. Is that going to happen at Spurs? Who knows? Definitely not this season, that's for sure. So look, it's a very hard answer. It's a hard question to answer. But Harry Kane doesn't deserve where we are right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Should Harry Kane, he said he should be happy with his lot. In terms of what he can fight for, yeah, it's not like we're 10th or anything. At least we're still in the top four race and we've got a cup final. So in that sense, there's a lot for him to achieve from now to the end of the season. But yeah, I think in the bigger picture, yeah, I agree with that. I think he has to be fighting for the top honours, doesn't he? All right, let's keep going.
The month, Eric Lamella's Rabona. Goal of the season as well?
Maybe. I would say if it was a winning goal, I would say 100%. Because my criteria of football is more important when you win. Maybe. Yes, maybe not, but undoubtedly is an incredible goal, and undoubtedly he will be in that very short list for goal of the season in the Premier League and also worldwide for sure.
Cheers, Gary.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to Faker Others from PLP now.
Thanks very much. Hi, Jose.
Hello.
You obviously bounced back with a 2-0 win over Aston Villa last time out. Different formation as well. What pleased you about that performance that you can take into this match against Newcastle on Sunday?
You know, the attitude. The team went there to win it. And we were coming from 2 defeats. And I would say 2 bad defeats. And it was important that the players that showed that mentality. When you come in a bad run of results, is quite easy to let it go in the same direction. The players that were exactly the opposite. There was solidarity on the team, and we could see that on the pitch. The team was solid. The team was intense. The team was aggressive. Going forward, didn't create many chances, but create chances enough to win the game. Was defensively very compact too. So it was a good performance. It was a good reaction from 2 bad defeats, but at the same time, if I'm not wrong, last 5 Premier League matches we won 4. So out of 15, we made 12 points. So we can see it also as a continuity of a good period for us in the Premier League, where we recovered a few points gap to other teams that fight like us for the same objectives.
Yeah, you are only just 3 points.
Yeah. It was a good performance. Do you think, in a sense, into the reaction to the defeats, was it enough on like, obviously we need more than that, don't we? But I guess not too much to say about that.
Mate, well, we got the 3 points, clean sheet, 2 goals. It's exactly what we needed at the time.
Do you seem a bit depressed to you, Mourinho? Is it just me?
I see a lot of people in the comments saying that. He doesn't seem in his usual defiant mood. Depressed, I'm not sure about that.
Maybe not depressed, but he seemed like he's speaking very slowly. He just doesn't seem happy about something, does he? I don't know what it is. His body language is giving vibes off that he's not happy about something.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not reading too much into it, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know what conclusion you can make. Maybe he just slept badly or something. Who knows? But like, I don't know. He just seems like he doesn't seem happy. Anyway,
Cody Mack said he drank too much wine over the break.
Maybe he might well drank too much wine over the. Maybe he had maybe he's got a hangover. Who knows? I don't know.
No, but in terms of your question before, I think is exactly what we needed at the time, and exactly like he says, we've won 4 out of the last 5 Premier League games. In between that was an absolutely disastrous week out in Croatia and at the Emirates. But we just got to keep putting things right. And like he said, after that Villa game, it's not just about the reaction when we lose. It's also about the reaction of when we win. And we'll see that this weekend.
Yeah, it's weird to think if we win on the weekend, it's 5 out of 6 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild to think. All right.
Outside the top 4, you mentioned there to Gary that you're taking one game at a time and that's your focus, but how confident are you of getting into the Champions League next season?
I'm confident that we can win Sunday, and Monday, if you ask me, I will be confident that we can win against Manchester United next week. And I can repeat to you after every match this ambition and this confidence to win the next match. To reach a Champions League position, I don't think we depend only about ourselves. I think we depend also from results from other teams. I'm not going to say we are going to do it or not going to do it. We have to go one game at a time, and the last season was a very good example. We were quite distance. We had a big distance to the top 6 position, and in the end, in the last minute of the last match, we confirmed that position. So we have to go in that direction.
Just finally,
when you hear those kind of questions, do you want to hear from your manager? I'm confident we can do it. Like I think we'll get in the top 4. Or do you want to hear something like, we'll just take it a game at a time and see where we are? Like,
I think it's just a sensible thing to say. We take it game by game by game. When we were top of the league back in December, that's what we were saying. Oh, let's just take it game by game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the professional way to answer something. I mean, he's not going to go, oh yeah, I'm confident of getting top 4. We'll make the top 4. I mean, you really do look like egg on your face if you lose this weekend, or if you don't get a result this weekend or against Man United. Like, literally, any loss can be really detrimental to us. Any draw can be detrimental to us. So, I mean, it is a case of take it game by game. 3 points is a must in the next game every single time.
But I'm saying, from like when a manager's asked a question like that, I guess it obviously is different to a fan, but like, I don't know. I've heard maybe like I think it was Ancelotti earlier this, like before he was asked, do you think Everton will make the top 4, and he was like, yeah, I think we can have a really good chance of like competing for it or something like that. Obviously he's saying we'll compete for it and everything, and we're in a better position now than we were at this time last season when we came back from lockdown after the same games. But
with everything we've been through this season,
yeah, I know it's hard for him to make too many predictions. It's true.
Do you really think he is actually confident of us finishing top 4? Because I'm not.
And yeah, he's probably not.
Exactly.
Yeah, so he does want to get us too many hopes up, I guess.
And then if he goes, oh, I'm confident of getting top 4, and we don't make it by the end of the season, all the fan base will be on his back.
Yeah, true. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. I want to hear fans' comments about it though. Let us know in the comment section what you think. All right, let's carry on.
Newcastle obviously fighting relegation. The break may have helped them though, regroup perhaps. What are you expecting from them on Sunday?
I expect a team obviously trying to win the match, or at least trying to get a point, because in this moment, for every team, a point sometimes can be very, very important. I think they are a difficult team to play against. So of course I expect a difficult match for us.
Okay, move on to the Moose now. Moose, I hope you're not driving.
No, I'm not driving. Hi, Jose. How are you?
You good?
I'm very well, very well. I'll ask you quite bluntly. Do you think it will be a failure this season if Spurs don't get into the top 6 or the top 4 and get European football for next season?
I don't want to speak about that possibility. I'm not going to be pessimistic, or I'm not going to try to anticipate scenarios and to evaluate our season before the season ends.
Do you think your team will be a little bit right?
It will be a failure though, won't it? European football.
He knows it'll be a failure.
But why
That's
can't
why
he
he's
say
not
that?
talking about it, because he doesn't want to put all these negative thoughts in his mind.
About possibilities of failures.
Possibilities of failing. I like that. Only talk about positive things, man. Only have a positive mindset coming into a game. Don't think about kind of not having to finish outside the top 4, top 6. Because if we do finish out the top 6, it'll be a disaster. If we finish in those Conference Europa League places, oh my days, that'll be the biggest disaster of them all. I'd rather know European football than finish in the Europa League conference. If we finish 5th and got Europa League this next season, yeah, it'll be a failure, but it's not a disaster.
Would you take a Europa Conference League next year?
I just told you, no, I'd rather have no European football.
The title if we won it. A trophy.
Forget the European Conference League, man.
It's a trophy.
I think the Audi Cup is more coveted than the European Conference League.
Yeah, you're probably right. But you know, people want trophies.
It's basically the Europa Conference League will be like the Europa League group stages for a whole tournament.
Oh my god. Can't fathom the Europa Conference League. What do you win? You win and replace the Europa League.
Yeah.
So stupid. I don't know who wants to be in that competition, but
let's hope Arsenal get there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
By what happened in the game at White Hart Lane, where you drew 1-1, and there was that handball by Eric Dyer, crazy decision for the penalty late on.
You know, was a game where we had a reason to feel very frustrated, because we played very, very well. The Newcastle goalkeeper was deservedly the man of the match, because he made incredible saves. Was the kind of match where easily should be 3-4-0, because we played really well in this match. And in the end, we lost 2 points in the last minute with a very controversial situation. But you know, if you look to the season, it happened in many stadiums. Situations that we could consider too controversial. That's the way it is now.
And the last one from me. I know you don't want to keep talking about Harry Kane, but he had the opportunity. He was asked a question while on England duty about his future, and he gave an answer which was quite ambiguous. Would you like to see him be a little bit more definite in where he sees his future?
No, I want Harry to be with us what he has been. I want Harry to repeat against Newcastle the same performance that he had against Aston Villa. When I say the same performance, I say the same commitment, the same desire, the same team spirit, the same leadership. That's what I want, and I know that I'm going to have that.
Okay.
What was that? The third question about Harry Kane, was that?
Maybe the fourth, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
don't know, third or
ridiculous.
fourth,
They
yeah.
can't stop banging on it. But yeah, what else can he say really about Harry? We know, like, in terms of anything more definite, I think it'll be stupid for Harry to say anything more definite right now.
Yeah, and I think that if you see Harry Kane being like, yeah, I want to stay at Tottenham for the rest of life, with the way things have gone over the past 2 years, I mean, would you say Harry Kane? People would probably say Harry Kane lacks ambition if that was the case.
They probably would say that. And you've got to remember as well, remember what Robbie Keane, after we won the Cup, said, I'm going to be at Tottenham for the rest of my career, or I would love to be at Tottenham for the rest of my career. And then 6 months later, he's out the door because we had a shit end to the season. And he was like, I don't want to stick around for this. I'd rather get a move to Liverpool, though whether that didn't work out. But you know what I mean?
Came back with his tails between his legs.
Yeah, but it's like similar. Like, why would, if we have an awful end to the season and we get like as much as we're obviously challenging for top 4, right? And we are, like, we're also not that far off, like 10th. You know what I mean? So like, if we have a bad end to the season and finish 10th, like, why would he want to be here?
Yeah,
of course not. So I think a lot depends on how he finishes the season. So I think Mourinho's right. You just want him to carry on as he's been playing this season, and hopefully he's backed up by the rest of the team.
Yeah, I do kind of think either way, Kane will be with us next season, but it could be a kind of last chance saloon. I think next season could be, if we carry on this way, be his last season. But I do think, even if we finish like 10th this season, I still think he'll be with us next season.
Yeah, you're probably right. A lot needs to happen if he was to move anyway. But I think it just obviously increases the chance, isn't it? If we do finish 10th. All right. Hopefully no more Kane questions.
Yeah.
Huh?
How many more questions we got?
Not sure. We've got another 8 minutes.
Jonathan Ville. Jonathan.
Hi, Jose.
Hello.
We've seen this week that the rearranged game against Southampton has been put in the week before the Carabao Cup final. I was wondering if you're disappointed that you won't now have a full week preparation for such a big game.
I'm happy that is Wednesday because I thought that could be Thursday or Friday. I'm not saying Saturday, but could be Thursday or Friday. You know, in the beginning of the competition, when we played against Chelsea, we played Sunday and Tuesday. So it's nothing that surprises me. In fact, when we were knocked out of the Europa League and we had all these weeks, all these midweeks open, I immediately thought, I have a feeling that the game against Southampton is not going to be played in one of these weeks. So it's nothing that surprises me. I don't want to speak about it more. I don't want to use it as any kind of excuse or to try to give less responsibilities to us and more responsibilities to our opponent. That's what it is. We will be there on the 25th of April. We are going to be there.
Okay, we've got time for.
He sounds a bit frustrated by that, I think. Like, but why aren't they playing it maybe this week or next week? Like, why do they have to do it the week before, a few days before the final?
It's just the way it is, I guess. I mean, we've all complained enough about the scheduling of the fixtures this year. I mean, how many times are we going to have to go through it? It's just another one of them. And yeah, I mean, they could have scheduled it better, but there's nothing we can do about it, is there? We need to get on with our job.
Why? Why are they doing this?
Yeah, I know, but there's nothing you can do about it, is there? Yes, it's a disgrace, but at the end of the day, you just got to get on with your job and get the job done. Like, it's not like beyond all realms of possibilities that we can win on a Wednesday and a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've done it many times before.
Do you think it's a big hindrance having that game just before a cup final?
No, I don't think so. I think it is a hindrance. I don't think it's a big hindrance. We've seen how we've played 3 games in a week before and we've won all 3. So why can't we do it twice? I mean, when we beat Man City, I'm pretty sure we had 2 or 3 games that week.
When we beat Man City, no, it was Man United.
Man United, all right, fine. When we beat Man United, we had 3 games that week.
Yeah, and I think we won them all.
And then the last one was Man United. We won 6-1.
Yeah, probably. But
they're professionals. They're Premier League professionals, man. They should be able to handle 2 games in a week.
I do. For me, I actually do think it's a hindrance.
Why
I'll
is
tell
that?
you why. Because Man City have such a strong squad that basically we need that core 11 right in the team. And Man City has such a strong squad that even though they also have a midweek game, they can rotate a lot more easily than we can.
Yeah, but football's not always as simple as that A and B. You know what I mean? 1 + 1 = 2. It doesn't always work out like that. We've seen how when we played Fulham, they hardly prepared for the game, didn't have any rest whatsoever. We had like a whole week off or something, and they came and played better than us. And
I'm not saying we're going to lose because of it. I'm just saying it's a hindrance. It is a hindrance. I do believe that because we need that core 11 so much, and we rely on it as more than Man City rely on any single player. We rely on certain players, and the fact that they have to play a few days before, whereas Man City will have the luxury of being able to chop and change, it will be a hindrance to us. If we do go later into that game, it could go extra time. It could do all these things, and that could really, I do think that could affect us. I'm not saying that will be the reason we lose. I'm just saying that could negatively affect us, and I'm a bit annoyed that they've put that game there. But
yeah, look, it is
what it
annoying,
is.
but it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, but it is. Yeah, it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. But I'm a bit annoyed about it, and I think Mourinho has a right to be a bit angry. But all right, let's keep going.
One question each from the last three. It's Ali Gold, Alex Howe, and Dan Kilpatrick. We'll start with Ali.
Hey there, Jose.
Hello.
Just wanted to ask you about the evolution of Japhet Tanganga as a right back. Obviously, it was a role he didn't play much at all before you came. I mean, how far along that process is he now, and close to what you want him to be?
Japhet for us is being like the emergency guy. When we need, he's there. And when we need, sometimes is as a right back, sometimes is as a left back. Other times was centre back on a defense of three. And you can look also to the recent couple of matches with the national team. And in one match against Portugal, he played right back, and then 2 days later against Croatia, he was playing centre back. I don't think it's a bad thing, especially for a young player, because a young player, what the young player needs is to play, needs minutes. And as a player that I had many years ago, from right back until left winger, I'm ready for you. And if you have an emergency as a goalkeeper, give me the gloves, and I'm going to be there. So Japhet is a little bit like this, but honestly, I think in spite of he's good in the air, and he has a good positional education as a centre back, I think that probably his best position in terms of future is right back. As you know, he's not a giant. Needs to improve. His crossing needs to improve, the timings to arrive in attacking positions, but he's comfortable with the ball. He doesn't make mistakes or many. He's solid. He reads the game very well. He's a player that we can trust. And in fact, you can see his debut was against Liverpool, and then the matches that he played are normally matches of responsibility and quality on the opponents. He's a player that we trust, and he's developing quite well. Good kid, humble kid. All good.
Okay, Alex Howe.
Hi, Jose.
Hello.
It's start of a massive month with Newcastle Sunday, and then you have Everton and Manchester United who are around you. How important is it to get a win on Sunday to build momentum ahead of the cup final?
It's not about the cup final. It's not about the cup final. I don't think cup finals, they need momentums. I don't think. Cup finals is 50-50, and if he's the best team in the world against the worst team in the world, the cup final is always a cup final. For me, it's 50-50. And doesn't matter if the week before City is already champion and they can prepare the final. And for us, the Southampton game is a game where we need points. Not even that is going to change. It's a 50-50 game in my experience. So the matches that we have before the final or after the final are another story, are independent of the final. Is Premier League, we have the points on the table to fight for them, and it's not about momentum. Is about trying to get the maximum points. Now is Newcastle, after is United, and then is Everton. Newcastle needs points for their fight. Everton needs points for their fight. I don't think United needs. I think United clearly is going to finish second. But you know, the points are there to fight for, and that's what we are going to do.
Is that a bit of mind games for Man United, do you think?
I hope so.
You think so?
I hope so. I mean, if we do beat Man United next week, and for argument's sake we win this weekend,
That's 6 points, yeah.
yeah, assuming United win this weekend, that's 6 points. So I mean, 6 points with 8 games to go. Yeah, it's a decent amount in terms of Man United. Like, they'll be happy with that, probably, with a little cover there. But look, I kind of agree with him. I think maybe they don't have second wrapped up, but I think they potentially have top 4 wrapped up.
They're 8 points away from West Ham in 5th.
Yeah, exactly. I think they've got top 4 wrapped up, to be fair.
I still think they need the points. They can't afford to go on. I remember that season when they lost the league to City. They were 8 points clear of like 4 games to go or something,
Yeah.
and they lost it.
But that's fighting against one team. This is fighting against many teams.
Exactly.
So I think that in terms, when you've got many teams in there, they're all going to be dropping points here and there. I think Man United are probably one of the most consistent ones out of the lot. They just seem to be winning 1-0 every week, playing poor but winning games.
I get the feeling though, they could easily drop points. Like if they drop points to Brighton, like I wouldn't be that surprised.
They could easily drop points, but they're not.
They have been. Maybe like they lost to Sheffield United not that long ago. Like
That was a while ago now. That was about like 2 months ago now.
Yeah. So, but like they have dropped. Like they have dropped quite a few points.
Out of everyone in and around them, they're, apart from obviously Man City, they're the most consistent.
Yeah, of course they are, because they're second. But not in terms of results, but not necessarily in terms of performances.
Yeah, but at this stage of the season, it's results that matter.
There is, but let's see if they can continue it into the latter part. But all right, we'll see if there's any mind games there.
Hi, Jose. After the Dinamo game, Hugo Lloris said that there were some players in the squad who weren't happy when they weren't in the starting 11 and that they weren't being as supportive of the 11 as they should be. I just wondered, now you've got no European football and you've only got one game a week, that there's going to be less opportunities for you to give squad players minutes and less opportunity to play players. I mean, do you fear that you could have some unhappy players on your hands because they're just not playing as much football now until the end of the season?
You know, in one thing, you are totally right. We have less matches to play. There is no need of the kind of rotation that you normally make when you play lots of matches. I believe that we can look at it in 2 different directions. One direction is the one that you mentioned. The other one is probably the easy one for me, which is merit. One match per week, you play well, you give to the team what the team needs. The next match, you are there again. So probably for me will be more simple. But I admit that maybe you are right. Less opportunities for people to play, but maybe at the same time, because less opportunities to play, less matches to play, maybe fantastic training sessions where everybody uses a training session to try to show the potential, the motivation to play. And to be honest, these previous 2 weeks are normally weeks where the people that doesn't go to national teams, they let their level of motivation drop because they are not in national teams, because they are in a smaller group, because they are mixed with young players from the academy. I have to say that these last 10 days were fantastic. Every player that stayed back worked very, very hard, trying exactly to get a position to play the next match, or at least to be selected and involved.
Okay, perfect. We're going to move on to the written section now, which is embargo till 10:30 tonight.
That's that.
Right, so that's that. So it's good to hear that these players, these fringe players, which have been called out from Hugo Lloris, are kind of working hard in training this week.
So who's been left at home? There's Dele, there's Winks, Vinicius, Lucas, Reguilon, Lo Celso.
Sonny, Lo Celso.
Is that pretty much it?
Sanchez, did Colombia? I don't think Colombia played.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. I think he stayed at home. I think they cancelled their game, didn't they? Alderweireld went, didn't he? Dyer went.
Roden
went.
I don't know if you mentioned Dele.
Dele was back in. So, okay, it's good to hear.
Fair amount of players.
Do you think he has a point that maybe the fact that we out of Europe, obviously it's a big blow to our season, but could it at least potentially benefit us in the top 4 race?
Yeah, look, come on. We know that. But, there are other teams in and around us that have the same situation. Leicester, Everton, West Ham. So we're not the only ones. But look, we'll see what happens. I think when you're comparing us to those teams, I think we got more quality than them. I genuinely believe that.
I think
maybe
in the first 11 we do.
Leicester, maybe.
I think our first 11 is up there with most in the league. But the problems are when we have to use
Leicester,
our squad.
Everton, and West Ham. You would say our squad's better than those three.
Yeah.
teams.
So that's the point. When we're stuck, when we're able to use our first 11 in a 1 game a week situation, it could benefit us rather than when you're in Europa League and we're chopping and changing all the time. And some good players have to be playing Europa League and some in the league, and it can affect us negatively. And hopefully now we can just use the players we trust, and 1 game we can get some really good performances out of them. But yeah. That was the press conference. Let us know what you think. I want to know what you thought of Mourinho's comments in the comment section in the live chat. Also put some tweets out. We're going to be looking at Twitter. So if you tag us on Twitter at WeAreTottenhamTV, any content or any reactions or opinions you want us to react to, we will be taking a look at Twitter as well. So make sure you tag us at WeAreTottenhamTV. But we're also going to be getting on Fans On in a moment, getting their opinions on what Mourinho had to say and their thoughts ahead of the game at St James's Park on Sunday at 2:00. What they think or their feelings are coming into the game. So looking forward to that as well. So right, let's get on with it.
All right, Cody Mack is there. Cody Mack, let's have you. How's it going,
having
mate?
you, Cody Mack.
What's he
Good
got
guys.
there?
Hey, how are you?
I thought you had a parrot in your hand again.
No, not this time. Look, I haven't had a chance to.
He's got a chicken on his forehead.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch the Egghead Easter special there, but I will tell you, you've definitely forgotten one egghead.
How do you know you're not in the video, Cody?
You haven't watched it yet.
Well, I guess I'll have to trust you guys on that one. And I want to show you something else too. Look at this.
Oh,
big up Cody Mack.
Come
with
on,
the
Cody.
Tottenham TV shirt.
Love that stuff.
Absolutely love that. Suits you very well.
Yeah.
Where do you play, Cody? What's your position? And where would you have put you in the Egghead 11?
Well, I mean, I played a lot of basketball in high school and I was a point guard, so I think I'd probably be a midfielder. Yeah.
Midfielder, interesting. Like destroyer or maybe creative player like a Modric or like a Scott Parker? What are you thinking?
Something in between Højbjerg and Modric. Yeah,
that's not bad. That's not bad. 2 players to have.
Maybe we'll get Jose on the blower to you and see what we can do. But look, we do have a game to play this weekend. Newcastle away, 2:05 kickoff at St James's Park. How are you feeling coming into this game?
Yeah, I'm feeling excited. I think Newcastle are in a bad way right now, and I'm reading that Callum Wilson might not be fit for the game, and St. Maximin also is kind of in question. So, I'm looking. I know that we didn't get the result last time around, but I'm looking for a similar performance. Like we had 3.19 xG last time to their 0.94, which three quarters of that was the penalty, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm looking for blood. I'm looking for vengeance. I want revenge. I want to batter them. I want to step on their neck. I want to send them down. I prefer Fulham to stay up. I think they're a better team, and I think Mike Ashley deserves to be sent down personally.
There's rumours that he might intentionally be sending Newcastle down so the takeover is easier to manage. Apparently, it's easier if you're a Championship club than in the Premier League. Do you reckon there's any truth to that?
Well, I mean, if actions speak louder than words, I think we could probably easily believe that, but you'd hope not.
Does it worry you that kind of Newcastle there, as someone just mentioned in the comments, they're prime for the slaughter? Does that worry you coming into this game? Because when Tottenham go into a game way too confident, we know what usually happens.
No, I think we need to change our mindset a little bit, and yeah, I mean, we should be battering them. And we've been taking care of business recently of these lower tier teams, even the ones that have been in good form. And Newcastle are right off the mark right now. So I think it's time for us to blow them away. Basically, I'm looking.
Yeah, go on. What were you going to say?
Oh, I'm looking for a similar result to Burnley and Palace. I think we should just command the pitch the entire time.
Mourinho in his press conference, he was asked about if he wants the win to help build momentum for the cup final, and he said for cup finals you don't need momentum. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think you should. If you can't get up for a cup final, regardless of your run of form, then I don't know what to tell you. But I think one thing you can look to with that Mourinho press conference is that you can really tell that he's trying to consolidate the focus of the team back to where we were at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, we had a couple of bad results there. We lost to Everton. We drew Newcastle, and we got on that run, and you could tell that everybody was on board with the message, which was one game at a time. We're trying to win one game. That's all we're focused on. And as the season has gone on and we've had more and more drama to deal with, you can just see that the focus has been widening and widening and widening as we've, crashed out of Europe, and then the Harry Kane and Gareth Bale comments. And it's an uphill battle right now in the media for Jose. You could kind of tell he wasn't really impressed with a lot of the questions coming his way because he just wants that team to be focused on one game because, we got a big job. And if we look too far ahead, if we can't even be looking at that cup final right now. All we can be focused on is Newcastle. And you can tell he's just really trying to get the focus back on what is exactly in front of us.
When you're looking at Jose and how he can set up the team on Sunday, are you looking at a similar kind of formation to the way we played against Aston Villa? Or do you think we're going to go back to the classic 4-2-3-1 this season?
I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea what to expect. What I am looking for, we're obviously with not having midweek games except for the Southampton game, you can expect that rotation is going to be a little less than what we've seen throughout the season. I think we're going to be looking at 15, maybe 14 key players that are going to be playing week in, week out. And you know what? It's put up or shut up time here. We need consistent results. We need consistent performances. And that's something that we've really lacked all season. Jose has been having to plug holes all over the place and having to make these rotations, with the likes of Aurier, and of course the center back pairing has just been a carousel. So we need players who are going to be putting in consistent performances that can stay in the squad, and we can get that consistency so we can go on a nice run here to finish the season.
Yeah, I agree with that. And do you think being out of Europe in a weird way will benefit our top four race, even though it's really been really detrimental to our season and our hopes of winning a trophy, and that's obviously what we wanted to achieve at the beginning of the season? Do you think being out of Europe and forcing us to have less rotation, using that core of players instead of rotating them all the time, will benefit us in the top four race?
Yeah, I mean, without question. Strictly speaking, from a physical standpoint, it's going to give players proper rest in between games. Our core 5 or 6 guys who have been in there and having to play a lot of the Europa games and the cup games and whatnot and the internationals, it gives them a little bit of rest, and that's going to hopefully reduce the amount of mental mistakes that we're seeing and allow us to play with additional intensity. And but at the same time, confidence plays a role as well, and being out of Europe and losing the way that we did, it's. I don't think we're going to be in a position where we're quite back to being a confident squad. But if we go out and we batter Newcastle and we can go into next week's game with a little bit of momentum, yeah, I think it's an opportunity for us to build, and rest is going to be a big important part of that.
And finally, Cody, what's your score prediction? Are you going for 4-0, like you said?
No, I'll go 3-0.
3-0.
I think we get out, we get comfortable, and we have a clinical, professional performance. Again, I'm looking for exact same type of performance that we had at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, just a little bit more clinical and take that one mistake out. So no Eric Dyer, please.
What about Gareth Bale?
Gareth Bale, I think I don't think we're going to see him in the starting 11 this weekend. Especially with the amount of time that he played over the international break, but I also think he's kind of fallen out of favor a little bit. And he's also kind of proven to be more effective coming off the bench, except against, the really lesser teams. So, yeah.
Don't Newcastle fall into that bracket, though?
They do. But I'd say if Bale had played one of the games for Wales, maybe it would be more likely. Yeah, it's honestly, I have no idea. There's so many questions for the starting 11. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
I guess we're going to find out on Sunday. Cody, absolute pleasure having you on as always, and hopefully we'll get to see you or speak to you after the game.
All right, glory.
Come on, you
See you
Spurs.
later. Nice one, Cody. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see in terms of the lineup because how we fit him in. If Son's going to be fit, and obviously Lo Celso's coming back into the team now, and obviously Lucas as well is on such good form, and Vinicius scored last game, and obviously you have to play Harry Kane. So how do you fit all these players in? It's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, I got a feeling Vinicius is going to miss out on this one. I know he scored a goal, but
then even so, say Son is definitely starting, Kane's definitely starting, and then what? Do you not play Lucas? Do you not play Lo Celso? Do you not play Bale?
I've got a feeling Lo Celso is going to miss out this one.
So Bale,
I think
Lucas,
it's going to be Bale, Lucas, Son,
and Kane. No Lo Celso. But Lo Celso's had a 2-week break, and he played not really well, but
Lucas has had a 2-week break as well.
That's also true. Lucas had a 2-week break. Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting.
And Bale actually looked good on international break.
He did.
And he was elbowing racism out of football as well. I don't know if you saw that.
He did, yeah. I actually got a feeling based on that he might not play, actually.
Yeah, you could be right. Bale could easily not play. I just got a gut feeling that he will.
We got a tweet here coming into that, what we're just talking about, from Nate Hingan saying, I know you both have opinions on certain players, but what is both of your strongest 11, in your opinion? What is our strongest 11?
Strongest as in when everyone's fully fit. Lloris in goal. Right back, probably Aurier. Left back, Reguilon. A middle two of probably Toby and Sanchez for now, which could add in Rodon in a bit. A double pivot of Højbjerg and Ndombele. And I think it's what I said. I think it's, in terms of quality, out-and-out quality, I think it's Bale on the right, Son on the left. Probably, I think Lo Celso is a better player than Lucas. So I'll probably put Lo Celso in the middle, then obviously Harry Kane up top.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I can't think of too many other things that I would change in that 11. No, I can't think. I think those are our best players.
But it's
those are our best players.
Yeah, it's touch and go between Rodon coming in. It's touch and go between Lucas coming in as well.
I would say those are best players. Whether
technically best players.
Yeah, but whether that team as a whole gives us balance and stuff like that.
That's a different story.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I still don't think we know that ourselves. I don't think Mourinho knows that. I don't think we've found that balance yet in the team about where the right fit is. But I think in terms of who are 11 best players, I think those are our 11 best players.
And in terms of what I was saying before about Gareth Bale starting as well, I can't really see him starting next weekend against Man United. So that's why I think that, he can really thrive in a game like this weekend where they're going to be defensively kind of sitting back quite a lot of the time, waiting for their opportunities. So I think that our attacking players will see a lot of the ball. And when Gareth Bale sees a lot of the ball, he can provide a lot of quality. So that's another reason why I think Gareth's going to start this weekend.
I would start him if it was for me. I think I would start Bale, because I think in this kind of game, it's not like Arsenal where they have Tierney at left back.
That's what I'm saying. So I think against Man United, it'll be a different story.
Yeah.
Even against Everton, it could be a different story. But against Newcastle, I just think we got to start with the most quality we can going forward, because we saw what happened last time.
I completely agree. I think that's 100% true, and I think he's always likely to be involved in a goal and assist if he starts against these teams and to break them down. And we need that head start, don't we? When
Exactly.
we're coming up against teams like Newcastle, who are scrapping for every point. Is anyone waiting?
I just want to let you guys know the call-in link is pinned to the top of the chat. So if you want to come and have a chat with us for the upcoming game this weekend against Newcastle, all you have to do is click the link in the top of the chat, pinned to the live chat. We'll go through a few more tweets, but if no one comes on, we will end the stream pretty soon, to be fair.
I guess. We do have another tweet. It was from... Oh, where's it gone? Apeneza. But it's touching on what we were just saying. It says, do you think Bale deserves to play, or should Mourinho stick with Vinicius and Kane up front with Son going into Lo Celso's position against Aston Villa? I think, well, do you think it's possible that we could put Son where Vinicius was and play Kane and Son together?
Yeah, very
and
possible.
Then have Lucas... But then, can you have Bale with that as well? I don't know if you could have two up top and Bale, if you know what I'm saying. I think if you're putting two up top, it's going to have to be Lo Celso instead of Bale.
I just don't like Lo Celso on the wing, though. That's the thing. I think if Lo Celso plays, I think he needs to play more centrally. I really believe that. I just never have liked him on the wing. I mean, if it is two up top with Sonny and Kane up top, with Kane dropping back a bit, it's more or less Kane in number 10, isn't it, with Sonny up top, more or less. On the flanks, maybe because Lamella's back now, isn't he, through suspension?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Lamella.
So it could be Lucas and Lamella on the flanks if that's the case.
Yeah, you reckon Lamella's going to play even? Wow, we got a lot of selection headaches because Lamella's in great form as well. Just scored a Rabona. I know he got sent off, but he got a Rabona. So, and he's been playing really well before that. He does. This pretty lineup might be very difficult actually.
Yeah, I know. It will be.
Also based on the fact that we against Villa we changed it up and it worked.
Lamella's a shoe-in for Man United game. You know that.
Oh, they're going to go. Well, they're going to go in hard on him. No,
good.
Get another red card.
Good.
Let's get Fabian on. Fabian.
Yes, Fabian. How you doing, mate?
Sup. Good to be back.
Yeah, good to have you back, man. Good to have you back. Obviously, a big game this weekend. Newcastle. We've got to take it game by game now. Are you confident this weekend? And are you confident for the top 4 race?
Yeah, I'm very confident, but as you say, everybody have them baller ready for play a week, like St. Maximum. I'm not sure about Callum Willis if I'm going to be back. But I'll be injured because I watch Newcastle versus Leeds. Them play good. Them should have get something from the match there, but I don't really watch. Like them fringe matches, the only no one then when they have the time for take it in, we'll take it in. But yeah, I'm confident, very confident, because we need to be flawless until the Carabao Cup final at least.
Yeah. But in terms of selection, we were just talking about selection headaches and who we're going to play. Obviously, we played 2 up top last game against Aston Villa. Vinicius starting and scoring. But with a lot of players back now and a 2-week break, Lo Celso, Lucas all having a break, Lamella having a break, not playing. Bale playing 2 games for Wales. How do you see us? How do you expect us to line up? Do you expect Vinicius to keep his place? Do you expect 2 up top? Sonny already confirmed he's coming back into the team. So does he play up top? Do you go back on the left wing? How do you see it?
If it ain't broken, don't fix it, and it worked well versus Villa. So same side.
Same side as against Villa you'd go for?
If it ain't broken, don't fix it, and the side played well against Villa.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is true. What scoreline are you predicting?
4-1.
4-1. You're going for a big score. 4-1 away at Newcastle. Are we going to get our own back for when they beat us 5-1?
Exactly. We should have beat them. I legit cried tears when them scored that equalizing penalty.
Yeah,
cried.
I mean, that was shocking.
So frustrated.
So classic Spurs as well, as when they changed the rule directly after that game. It's just so classic. But look, as long as Eric Dyer doesn't play this weekend, we've probably got a chance.
Yeah, Dyer.
Exactly.
Yeah, just get Dyer out of the team, man. Do you reckon he's played his last game for Tottenham?
I got a feeling he has,
You reckon?
Yeah. He played already. We're going to sell him, although I don't see any club interested to sign him. I'm not surprised by that either.
When does
Weird
his
to think if he
contract run
has.
out?
He signed a new one just recently, no?
In signed a new one
Right?
recently, last in
you're right.
2025.
Yeah.
2025. Who
There you
signed off on that?
Exactly.
Bloody hell.
Exactly. I was shocked when I saw it.
2025. Oh man. So how much money
They
do you
said
reckon we can
because
get
of
for
Jose,
Dyer?
make him extend it.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
now. But what kind of club do you reckon he goes to?
I don't want to disrespect him, but I don't know. I don't want to say championship. Me feel him better than championship level. So
I still think he's Premier League level.
Probably need for left England and go somewhere else.
Maybe back to Portugal or something like that.
Just left England because I don't think England football
He can go
is for him.
He can go partner Jan at the back again in Benfica.
Someone says Crystal
Benfica.
Palace.
Even that.
All right,
Benfica.
Fabian, absolute pleasure as always, man. Thanks for coming on.
Nice one, Fabian.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
See you in a bit, man.
Cheers, mate.
All right.
How many have we got guests?
Yeah, we've got a few now.
All right, Eden Cooper, let's go.
Let's get Eden on. Big up, Eden.
Yes, Eden, how's it going, mate?
Everything's good. Good to be back with you guys.
Good to have you back, man.
Yeah. We're ready.
Premier League is back. Premier League is back. Are you excited going into this game? Are you a bit apprehensive? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm excited because we're back after international break. I think it's good to be back, and I think we have a big end of the season with the cup final, possible top 4. So yeah, in terms of the game we have, it's a tough game because obviously every league game is tough, as we know. So we have to go there thinking about just Newcastle, as Jose said. Don't think about United and Everton and the cup final. Get the 3 points, and we'll see what happens after that.
Do you think does it frustrate you when you? I don't know if you watched the press conference or not, but I believe there were 3 questions about Harry Kane and his future and comments that he didn't make. Basically, like, does it frustrate you that that they continually want to continue the narrative, or do you think it's only fair that when a player of Kane's qualities in a team currently sitting in outside the top 4, his future is always going to be questioned?
Yeah, it's frustrating as fans, but you have to expect it. Obviously, journalists are going to want to get every bit of information out of Jose and out of Harry Kane. But I think Kane is a professional. Jose is used to having question of his players because he's always worked with big players. So I don't think it's going to bother neither of them. So yeah, obviously it frustrates us fans, but I trust Harry. I know he's a professional. I know he loves the club. He's going to fight until the end of the season. No matter what voices he hears, or City, United, whatever, he doesn't care about that. I think he's just focused on getting top 4 and winning the Carabao Cup. That's for sure.
Eden, our previous caller said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, in terms of the lineup coming into this game, which would mean Vinicius starting up top with Harry Kane, Tanganga at right back. What are your feelings on the starting lineup this weekend? Do you agree? If it ain't broke, don't fix it?
I agree partly. I think I would keep the same defence. Maybe Aubrey should start if he's back. But honestly, I would like to see Tanganga continue. Maybe play him alongside Toby, then have Sergio Reguilon and Sergio Aurier on the flanks. In terms of attack, I think it's a different game compared to the Villa game, because against Aston Villa, Villa have 2 big centre-backs, so maybe that's why he played Vinicius. So I think and Sonny wasn't available. So I think it's different this time. So I think Sonny will come back in. Lamela is available again. He wasn't available against Villa. So I guess we go with Sonny, Lucas, Gio, and Harry Kane. That's my feeling on it anyway.
And you don't see a way for Gareth Bale to start this one?
Yeah, I heard you saying that this might be the game more suited for him, given that we play United and Everton next.
Yeah.
So maybe that would make sense for him to play. So I think that's why he has a chance. But honestly, I don't know. I didn't like his comments. I know you talked about it, but I don't know. I think Jose will maybe play him in the second half if we need him. But I would start with what I said. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah, but because on the flip side as well, it is more suited to Harry to Bale this game. But as well, if he does start and get 2 goals, you can't leave him out.
I think you can, because I saw that, you saw in the build up to the Arsenal game how good he was playing, how many goals he was getting, and we all saw what happened there. So in terms of the game against Man United, we need our wingers to track back, and if that's not going to happen, you can't play.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that he might actually be useful against Everton and United. Maybe not from the start, but we have to think of these games in 90 minutes. We might have to track back, and I mean, we're probably going to be trailing in those games, so maybe we need Gareth Bale fresh from the bench. So I think Jose has these games planned. He'll have his part to play on Sunday, I'm sure about that, but I wouldn't start him, honestly. I'd like to see him come off the bench, but I never know.
Eden, score prediction.
3-1. I think it's going to be a similar game to the Sheffield United game. We're going to get 2 goals. They're going to score. We're going to get scared as usual, and then we're going to get a nice, Bale will get the 3rd. Why not?
All right, Eden, absolutely awesome as always. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, guys. See you on
That's
Sunday.
Eden. Good to see you.
Come on, Spurs.
Come on, Spurs.
Come on.
Was that Abdul Karim I saw there in the background?
I believe so.
Bloody, he
Long
hasn't been on,
time no
for
see.
over a year or
Long
something.
time,
Abdul, what are you saying, man?
Big up, Abdul. Big up, Abdul.
I'm hearing a lot of echo. Is it on my end or your end?
We can't hear any echo.
Is it something in the back? Is it still there?
Yeah, do you guys hear me too?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
We can hear you fine. We don't hear any echo our end.
Oh.
Apologies if there's something. Maybe someone in the back end is making noise. I don't know what. We can't hear it. It looks all right. Sounds all right to us, but.
Okay. Holy shit.
You still hearing it?
Yeah, I'm kind of still hearing it, but I can soldier through it.
All right.
Get through it, Abdul. We know you know it up for it. Come on.
All
Abdul,
right.
where have you been?
It's good to see you.
Okay, I've just been working a lot, so I've just been really busy over these past. But I've been watching the live stream a lot of time whenever I'm driving on the highway or something. I just usually put on your live stream and, I will try and watch a match every now and then, but my work schedule will constantly interfere with that. Holy shit, this echo, I think it's on my end then. It must be on my end.
Have you got the stream playing on the computer or something? Why don't you? We're gonna disconnect.
Oh wow, I'm such an idiot. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you have the stream playing?
Yeah, I had the stream playing on the background because when you press the calling link and I forgot to mute. Whatever, but so let me just unmute the other two. Okay, because I thought.
That's all right.
Okay. So yeah, I'm back. So
all right, we got you back. Yeah. Are you confident coming in this weekend, Abdul?
Yeah, it's against Newcastle. Newcastle's probably I'll say the 2nd worst team, or maybe the 3rd worst team. I think Brighton is much better. Burnley's much better. Newcastle's just dead. It's probably them and West Brom and maybe even Sheffield. Maybe those are probably the top 3 worst team. I think Newcastle will get relegated this year. Newcastle, they really have not much anything to offer, especially with Callum Wilson now injured. That team is on the downslope big time. But I just have one more thing. In terms of my center back partnership, I think it is time to kind of put a lot of trust in Joe Rodon. I think Joe Rodon should be our starting center back going into these next 4 games, man. He's and I think Tanganga has to play our right back too. Serge Aurier may have more ability and he may be better to be playing against these teams that sit back, because Serge Aurier is good going forward, but I just feel like Tanganga is much better defensively. I think he's much solid defensively, and I think these kind of games in which I think we are going to get a clean sheet. So I think if we get a score an early goal, score 1 goal in the first half, I think we can win this game easily 1-0 or 2-0. Newcastle has nothing going forward, so I'm not really afraid of Newcastle at all, really.
I wouldn't want another 1-0 after last time, honestly.
I know. You mentioned Joe Rodon, Abdul, should be our starting centre back. Who should partner him?
I think it has to be Toby. It's going to be tough because obviously Toby has been playing a lot of games for Belgium. He's been playing 90 minutes and all. But I guess Toby has to soldier it out these games, man. I guess we have to tell Toby straight up. It's listen, I know you're tired and all, but we need you in these next, 9 or 10 Premier League games.
Yeah.
And obviously the League Cup final. So he has to just soldier it out. Sometimes you just got to tell your players, hey, listen, I know you're tired, but you have no choice. We need you. He's too important to our team right now.
Yeah, and the forward line quickly. Son's already confirmed as starting by Mourinho. Kane will pretty much, we're sure he's going to start. But last game, we had Vinicius starting, we had Lo Celso, we had Lucas. Bale, not even mentioning Bale and Lamella in great form. Who do you think starts in the up front, in the forward line, the front four?
Yeah, just quickly, in terms of the midfield, I know we have Højbjerg, was pretty much guaranteed deep line, guaranteed DM. I kind of seriously, I want to see Lo Celso playing where beside him, mainly because I want to see Ndombele playing at the 10. I think Ndombele is our best 10. I think when he was playing at the 10, just his flair and his unpredictable when he's like in the last third of the pitch, I think he really has the ability to just pull something, out of the bag and just because I don't really like again, he may be our best player like to replace Sissoko because he is solid and he can progress the ball forward, but I just like him in the number 10. Just like you can't really get the ball off him, and a lot of his goals came when he was playing at the number 10, against Wolves or against Sheffield United. And also, against Man City, how you can just give that nice direct pass over to Heung-min Son when we played Man City our first time. I don't think Lucas Moura has that ability, even though Lucas Moura is really effective, is pressing. But I just think in a team that's going to sit back like Newcastle, I want Ndombele in there. In our front three, Heung-min Son has to play as our left wing. Striker has to be Kane. I wouldn't play a double strike with Vinicius, even though he did score last game. Right wing, I don't know. Like, honestly, a lot of people may not agree with me, but I'm kind of tempted to go back with like Bergwijn. I kind of want to give him another shot.
As well. Interesting.
Yeah, like people are not talking about him, and I guess he's barely playing. He's not even playing in this national team anymore. He's always on the bench, but I want to give him another shot.
Do you not think this game is really well suited for Gareth Bale?
Ah, man. I don't know. I don't trust his legs anymore, especially him playing for the Wales national team. I don't really trust his legs anymore. I mean, like, it's a good idea to play Bale. Like, Bale is he's a player that like you give him one chance to score, and he'll most likely score that, and he can score an early goal. And like what I said before, like if we score first, I think the game is pretty much done because I don't think we have to really worry about Newcastle, especially with Callum Wilson still injured, right?
Yeah, he's injured, but Maximum's going to play, I think.
Yeah, Maximin. Yeah, Maximin. He's not clinical at all. He's a pest. I mean, like he's gonna annoy your defenders a lot, but you don't really have to worry about him scoring goals. But
he's gonna score now, Abdul.
You just jinxed us.
Hey, listen, I'll take him as a right wing next year. Listen, man, he won't be bad for Spurs. I think he'll offer something different to what Son offers on the other side. So
he does.
All right, Abdul, absolute pleasure as always, man. Do try calling in again. It was good to see you again.
Yeah.
Good to see you
man.
again.
Good to see you. Take care, man. Come on, you Spurs.
See you in a bit. Come on.
All right, who we got next? Jack.
Let's get Jack on.
Yes, Jack. How's it going, mate?
Hey, what's up, guys? You can hear me, right?
Yeah,
we can hear you. We can hear you. How are you?
It's been a while. Yeah, good to see you guys again.
Good to see you too, man. Good to see you too. How you feeling coming into the game this weekend?
I'm pretty confident considering it's Newcastle and the form that they've been in. But I was also confident the last time we played them, and then we all know what happened there with that.
We don't
Travis handball, man. I'm still really mad about how that went, but
let's not talk about that.
We move.
Exactly. In terms of top four, if we don't win this game, like where does that leave our season? Like, is it top four done for you if we don't win?
That's a good question. It could be, but we're still in it with the way everything's been recently, and only we can be in chaos and still be within touching distance. So if everyone else keeps on losing or dropping points with draws, I feel like we could still have a shout at fourth place.
Yeah, that's interesting. In terms of the lineup, one of the callers before said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do you feel the same way? Do you think we should go for a very similar lineup to what we played against Aston Villa?
I could see the two striker deal working again this week with Vinicius partnering Kane up top, but if everyone's back healthy, I would like to go back to like the 4-2-3-1. Although what I would like to see is Aurier coming back into right back, since he's been in really good form for the Ivory Coast national team. And maybe I think it's time we give Japhet Tanganga a shot next to Toby at center back.
Really?
I've always liked him as a player. He's very. After I saw him play the first time last season, I'm like, damn, we've got a good one on our hands. So I rate him very highly.
Interesting. Yeah, that could be something we haven't tried that yet, have we?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of people in like the comments or around social media saying we should give Japhet Tanganga alongside Roden a chance.
Yeah, I would love to see him get some more playing time centrally, so that way we can still use a guy like Aurier out wide. And I know he can be shocking at times, but if he's on his day, he is a class right back. Now, for the front line, again, Sonny, you're never going to replace him. Harry, you're never going to replace him. Right side, I wouldn't go for Bale in this game just because we need someone to help defend on the right a little bit more. So that's why Lucas works so well there, or even Lamella, even Stevie B. I'd like to see him get another shot, maybe.
Do you think even against a team like Newcastle, Bale can't even play that game because he won't track back?
That's the difficult thing with Bale. It's just you never know. Like if Saint Maximin isn't, and I know he is a pest, but his pace is undeniable. You can't disagree there. His pace is electric, and we need a guy out there to cover the right side, because you saw what happened in the Arsenal game with Tierney bombing forward.
Yeah.
They don't have a fullback like Tierney, but still Saint Maximin is going to cause a lot of problems down whichever side he's on. So,
and what score prediction are you going for?
I'm going. I'd go for a 3-0. I think we were very unlucky to only score one last time because Carl Darlow he pulled so many saves out of his ass. It was crazy, but we just got to get one and then just kill it off from there. 2, 3, just keep going and don't let a stupid VAR technicality come into play again.
Agreed.
All right, Jack. Absolute pleasure as always, man. Thanks for coming on, and we'll
And
chat to you soon.
on, boys. Yep. See you guys later.
Good to see you, Jack.
Spurs.
Come on.
Yep. Come on, Spurs, boys. See ya.
Come on.
Come on.
All right.
Who we got next? We have got Ariel. Come on.
Yes, Ariel.
How's it going, my friend?
I think you're on mute, Ariel. One sec.
I think you're on mute, Ariel.
Yeah, good. How
There
are
you
you
go.
guys?
We can hear you now. Yeah, we're good, thanks. I mean, nice little relaxing
How are you
international.
guys?
Oh,
I think
there
there's a big lag.
Hello?
Ariel, if you can try reconnect.
Can you hear me?
Can you try reconnect? Because I think there's a big lag on your video.
Yeah, it's coming through like 10 seconds later. All right, one sec, yeah. All right, cheers, Ariel.
Let's keep going. I think, how many guests we got left? 3. All right, let's get Jack on. Yes, Jack. How's it going, my friend?
Oh, is he on mute?
Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. We can hear you.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Nervous about this weekend's game against Newcastle.
Are you nervous? Yeah. Why? Why are you nervous?
Because what we like to defend Doherty when we play against Arsenal and give away the balls like he did.
Yeah. Doherty's injured for this game though. Davis is injured. Reguilon and Aurier and Tanganga all fit. Does that give you a bit more confidence?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the score's going to be?
It's going to be close. I think it's going to be 2-0. I think Kane and Son to get a goal and Kane to get an assist to Kane's goal.
And do you think Bale's going to start in this one?
But definitely, yes.
Definitely. Interesting. He didn't start last game, and we've got a lot of options, but you think he's better than everyone else?
Possibly.
Possibly. And do you think we're going to get top 4 this season?
Only just on the last day.
On the last
at least we're gonna get it. As long as we get it, it doesn't matter when we do it. As long as we do it,
As long as we
ain't
get
that
food
right, Jack?
poisoning on the last day.
Are we gonna win the Carabao Cup? More to the point.
I think we will do because we've got a good team.
All right,
Love
Jack.
that.
Thanks
Love
for
the
coming on, man.
confidence.
Please do call again. Great call. See you later, man. Up the Spurs.
Nice one, Jack. Good to see you.
See you later, mate. Ariel's back.
Ariel.
Is it Ariel or Ariel?
Ariel, no.
In French it's Ariel, but in English it's Ariel. However you want to call it.
Okay. We'll call you
Ariel.
We'll call you
we're
Ariel.
used to calling people Ariel.
We'll call you Ariel. But Ariel, good to have you back, man. I think the lag is sorted a bit better. Are you confident coming into this game?
Yes, pretty much. I'd say, obviously, apart from the Arsenal game in the league, I think pretty much we've been in good form. So obviously there's like hope there, and I think everyone is fit at the moment except for Doherty, I believe. Only Doherty, I believe.
And Davis.
Is it? And Davies, yeah, but let's be honest, they're not starters in our team, so there's nothing to be worried about there. So Aurier should play a right back, and left back should be Reggie. So no worries at all.
Do you think Mourinho's fighting for his job in these last 9 games, or do you think he's still going to be in charge next season, regardless of what happens?
I think it's everyone has to right now. I think the board, the player, the manager, everybody has to prove that they deserve, whatever's going to happen to Tottenham. I think everybody's got a point to prove, whether it's the players, whether it's the managers, and everybody. I think nobody should be left out, really. And these last few games we're going to be playing is going to be very important for everybody to prove whether they deserve either to be at the club or to be out, really. And I think it's going to be a statement. And those players, there's no excuse, really, no much injuries. Those players have to be able to perform. And I want the team I'm going to see on Sunday is going to be, I believe, the team that Mourinho trusts the most. It's not going to be room from sentiment or anything like that. He's not going to make favors, so he's going to literally pick the team that he trusts the most and the team that he wants to see week in, week out on the pitch. And I'm not going to lie to you, from now till the end of the season, since we're going to pretty much play 1 game per week, so he's going to be a bit more consistent in that kind of team. So the team you're going to see on Sunday pretty much going to be the most regular team till the end of the season.
So would you say the players that will miss out from now to the end of the season, your Eric Dyers, your Harry Winkses, are they all up for sale this summer?
Funny enough, I don't think that is going to go. I honestly do not think that is going to go, just because financial point of view, you have to look at it as in, how old is he? Is he 27 or 28?
27.
Just because of that, I don't think they're going to sell him, because they're probably looking at him thinking he's one of the most experienced centre-back at the club right now. And he probably, they want to have this English player at the club. They want to have one experience, because the one that I think is likely to leave is going to be Toby, just because of his age. And because himself as well, I believe he wants to go back to Belgium or something like that, because I read somewhere where they said he wants to end his career in Belgium. So I believe right now the likeliest player at the back to leave is going to be Toby. And I don't think Dyer's going to leave. I'm not going to lie. As much as I want him to go,
Does that worry you?
I don't think he's
Does
going
that
to
worry
leave.
you?
Wherever he's going. Does it worry me? No, because I don't think he's going to be a starter next season. I believe they're going to bring one centre-back, probably who's going to partner either Rodon or Sanchez. And I think Dyer's going to be a backup centre-back. And if he's a backup centre-back, I do not mind that. I'm not going to lie. If he's one of those centre-backs who can play 1 game every 4, I'm not too bothered. But it's only going to be a problem if he has to start week in, week out, because he's not just good enough for starting week in, week out.
And score prediction?
Listen, I'm gonna go differently from most of the guys. I don't want Bale to start.
Okay.
Because he's gonna be on the wing where Maximin plays, and Maximin is a very tricky player, fast player. I don't want him to be tracking Maximin. I do not want that. I want Lamela. Lamela can do that job. Lucas, I want him to play number 10. So I want Lamela on the wing and Son on the other wing, because I believe those two can easily track Maximin, because Maximin is back, Wilson is back. They are the most threatening players.
I think
so
Wilson might be out, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think he could be out.
Yeah.
Wow. If he's out, then that's good news, because he can hold up the ball and then set up Maximin, because that's what they're going to try and play at. And if Wilson is out, they're going to use Joelinton to do that job. So he's going to hold up the ball to find Maximin, and Maximin's going to use his pace and trickery to get past. So we don't want Bale to be tracking. Bale in this game, I think he's going to be good for the last 20 minutes, because then Maximin's going to get tired and he's probably going to be taken off, and then Bale can come in and have an impact. I don't think he should start the game. I think they should use the younger and fresher players and faster. So
does that mean from your opinion, that Bale won't start another game this season?
Listen, if deep down the board and the manager knows that he's not going to be here next season, I don't want him to be starting week in, week out, honestly, because I want the player who have a point to prove and who can potentially be fighting for their places for next season to be proven right now to the end of the season that they deserve to be here next season. So for me personally, if everyone at the club knows that Bale's not going to be here next season, no point of starting him every game. He can come and have an impact the last 20 minutes. I don't mind that, but well, what's the point? Because you know the guy's not going to be here. You know he's going to be leaving. So you might as well use a Bergwijn who's younger, who's got a point to prove, to give him those kind of minutes, and then for him to improve and be here next season to prove that he's good enough to be next season, rather than a Bale who probably has got like a couple of months left and then is going to leave.
Yeah, the way I'm thinking about it is that Bergwijn has had enough opportunities to impress this season, hasn't scored a goal the whole season. Gareth Bale has had much less opportunities, but scored 10 goals this season or something. So in terms of games like now, where performance is not really the issue, it's kind of we need the points on the board. That's the main point. So I think that Gareth Bale, it's more likely for Gareth Bale to get a goal or to provide positively to the team than it is for Steven Bergwijn. That's just my thinking.
Yeah, 100%. But then again, if Bale hasn't had the chances up until now to prove his point, it's nobody's fault but his own fault. Let's be honest about that, because whether people can say his fitness, whether it's got to do with his fitness or his mentality, whatever, it's got nothing to do with anybody else. That's his fault. And Bergwijn as well, we have to look at. I think it's a bit bad to punish Bergwijn right now, because when he first came at the club, he literally played well. He was one of our best players. And then I just think right now he's going through a period where he's doing well, but his finishing is not good enough, and he's lacking confidence in front of goals. But that's just going to come with the more opportunities he's getting and the more chances he's going to get, and that's going to come. And I believe it's not good just to like penalize Bergwijn right now, just to say, because you're not scoring, because Bale has been having much of an impact than you, so we can just forget about you. I think Bergwijn's going to come good. He's only, 23? I think he's going to come good, and he's going to be a big player for Tottenham. I really do believe that. He's going through a period where he's lacking confidence. And then, like I said, the thing about Bale, I'm looking at it for the future. I'm saying if literally everybody at the club knows that Bale's not going to be here next season, come on, what's the point? But if he can have an impact, then so be it. But games like Newcastle, where you're going to have on the same wing, where you're going to have player who's very trickery, like Maximin, and very fast, you don't want Bale to play in those kind of games. He's like the Man United game as well. You don't want Bale to play in that game, because he's going to be up against Rashford, who's really fast, and he's not going to do that job of tracking. So those are the type of game that I don't think Bale is suited to. But games against other teams where they don't have maybe pace, then you can use Bale.
All right, Ariel, thanks a lot, man. Good to speak to you as always, and we'll hopefully hear from you after the game on the weekend. So come on, you Spurs.
Nice one,
Come
Ariel.
on, you Spurs.
Come on.
Shall we take a look at some tweets quickly?
Yeah, go for it.
We're here. Big Mank. Let's read what he says. I think we can't really go full on for these next few games. At the end of the day, if one of our Jet players gets injured in time for the cup final, then we are screwed. We have to be cautious.
We're screwed. We're screwed if we don't make top four. Never mind the cup final.
Yeah,
exactly.
We have
got
to
to take every game as it comes. We can't start thinking about the cup final now because what happens if we start thinking about the cup final? We start losing a few games and then we lose the cup final anyway. Like that could easily happen.
I completely agree. And even let's say we play him against on Southampton on Wednesday, and we play Harry Kane, and we start him, and he gets injured. He's out for the cup final. You can always play Son there. It's not the end of the world. I know it's a big detriment, but
no guarantee if you rest players for the final, they're going to win the final.
Exactly, no guarantee. And even if it's just giving you the best option, I still wouldn't do it. I think you got to just take your priorities, and top four is definitely.
And for me, top four is more important than Carabao Cup final anyway.
Exactly. Bob Spur TV is the tweet. He says, do you guys think with us playing that game in midweek before the final now, the teams have a ready-made excuse if we lose the game? Top show, top lads.
Sorry?
Do you think we already have a ready-made excuse if we lose that cup final? The fact that we have that Southampton game a few days before.
Nah, not at all. The ready-made excuse is that we're coming up against Man City. That's the ready-made excuse. Nah, it's got nothing to do with that game on Wednesday.
That's true. I agree with that. I do completely agree with that. And Harvey Irma says, Son has been linked with Bayern. Do you think he'll be leaving in the summer?
Yeah, I saw that link actually, and it's actually quite worrying. It really is.
But they've got Coman, Gnabry, Sane.
Look, if they want to give us Sane or Gnabry in exchange and give us a bit of money on top, then we can talk about it. But it hurts me to think that Son's going to go. He needs to get that contract signed, that Sontract.
It's gone very quiet, that contract, unfortunately. Let's hope we can kickstart that. I think he's also probably waiting to see how we do now at the end of the year. All right. Those are the tweets.
All right, let's get Kerem on.
Kerem.
How you doing, Kerem?
I think you're on mute.
Are you on mute?
What, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
We can hear you. Yeah, how you doing, mate?
I'm all right. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Doing all right?
Thanks. How you feeling coming into the game this weekend?
I'm a bit nervous, I can't lie. Because I can see us losing. Especially that St. Max going down the right. It's going to be mad. And I'm worried that Højbjerg's going to get injured. But I just think we should get in there, get 3 points.
Yeah, do you think yeah, go on.
I think we should not focus on the Carabao Cup as much because we have more chance of getting top four, which is bigger than the Carabao Cup.
You think there's more chance of us getting top four than winning a one-off game against City?
Yeah.
Really?
Because knowing City, they do it time and time and time again. They always
consistent.
They always beat teams like 8-0 in the final.
Yeah, true. They beat Watford 6-0 in the final or something like that. But in terms of the lineup that we're going for, he obviously played two up top against Aston Villa with Vinicius there. He's got a lot of selection headaches.
Yeah.
He's got Lo Celso, Lamela, Lucas, Bale. He's already confirmed that Son's going to start already. What do you think the lineup's going to be? How do you think he's going to line up?
I think Lloris in goal, Reguilon, Rodon, Tanganga, and Aurier. And then Højbjerg and Ndombele. Son, Lo Celso, Lucas, and Kane up top.
Interesting.
I think Lo Celso's going to be key in this game.
Is it harsh for Vinicius after scoring being dropped, or do you think that is what it is? Kind of, you just got to go with the team that's best for you.
I think it will be harsh, but it's because it's the Premier League. It's so big. Top four is key.
I completely agree.
And I just think we should go with our strongest. Perfect. Oh, quick question. What happened to the FIFA the FIFA like predictions? I used to do the FIFA predictions. Can you bring them back?
The FIFA predictions.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you mean when we did the predicted lineup via FIFA?
Yeah, and you would play against whoever we're playing.
Yeah. Well, you enjoyed that, did you?
What do you say?
Like what? And that would be the score prediction.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe bring that back.
You want to bring that? That we actually kept getting that right, didn't we?
Yeah.
For
A few times we got it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll think about that. Yeah.
Think about bringing that back. Maybe we'll bring that back if it's popular.
If Karen wants it, we'll have to bring it.
Yeah.
All right, what's your prediction for the game, though?
You. All right. 4-1 Tottenham.
4-1.
Come
You
on,
said
I'm
you weren't
loving that
going to win,
positivity.
and now you're saying 4-1 Tottenham.
Either 4-1 to Tottenham or 2-0 to the Newcastle.
2-0. Bloody hell, that's quite a difference. But
Very different.
thanks for coming on, man.
Nice one, Karen.
Yes, either one. Right.
Nice one,
Cheers,
Karen.
man. Good call, great call. All right, let's get Alex Samuels on, our final guest of the live stream.
Yes, come
Hey
on,
guys.
Big mod on campus. How you doing, Alex?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Yeah, good.
We're
Thanks.
doing okay.
Good. I mean, did you have a nice, relaxing international break?
Not at all. I've been working a lot, so
I see.
yeah, it's been quite tough. And I didn't bother watching any of the England games because
So no football to distract you then.
He didn't miss much.
Southgate ball doesn't really appeal to me that much. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Decided just to take 2 weeks off.
On Southgate, apparently there's talk he might leave Grealish out in the summer.
Yeah, I heard that. That would be a
And
travesty.
Sancho.
And Sancho.
Sancho, I'm not too fussed about, but Grealish is a travesty if he doesn't go to the Euros.
Instead of Messi Lingard.
Yeah, apparently because he's impressed with Lingard. Apparently, that's
So
why.
he's going to take Lingard over Jack Grealish.
Yeah,
is that serious?
Based on a few games.
Apparently, yeah. Because he trusts Lingard because he took him to the World Cup, didn't he?
But why wouldn't he trust Grealish?
Because he just doesn't trust Grealish.
Because he didn't take him to the World Cup.
Yeah. I don't know. It's very strange. It's very strange. I'm sure he won't. You know the backlash he'll get. If he
Grealish
doesn't
should
take
be up for Player of the Year this year.
He probably will be.
Yeah.
But we have a game to talk about on Sunday, Alex. Newcastle away. We got that awful draw last time, where that awful handball. Do you think we'll get some revenge in this one?
I want to be kind to Newcastle because I really feel for their fans and I have a lot of sympathy for their position as a club. But we really should batter them, to be honest. Like they're probably going to get relegated in my view, and they're just terrible at the moment. I mean, if we somehow let 3 points or even only come away with 1 point, that would be, in my mind, a bit of a disaster, to be honest.
Agreed.
So yeah, I see no reason why we shouldn't be going for the jugular, as someone could say. And I think it's big because we have to win in order. We have to basically win every game now to try to essentially get top four to catch up to Chelsea. And so every game is a cup final from here on out, in my view.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. In terms of the lineup, do you think that we're going to see a similar lineup to the Villa game? There are a few selection headaches. Obviously, Lamela coming back. What's your opinion?
I'd like to see as strong of a lineup as possible. You know, it's just after the international break. People should be pretty well. Those who aren't fit, they should be good. What's the word? They should be ready for the game. They should be ready for the game.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Tanganga, Reguilon, Aurier, and probably Alderweireld. I think I'd throw in that back line. Although it's weird because Jose sees Tanganga as a right back, which I'm not necessarily sure I agree with, to be honest. I feel like he's pretty well at centre back, so it's a bit weird that. So maybe we'll see Tanganga, but I think Tanganga definitely has made you claim the squad. Even maybe a Joe Rodon start at centre back instead, because he played really well apparently for Wales over the international. So I'd like to see him getting some more game time. coming to the end of the season. So yeah, I think we should put out a strong lineup. Midfield, I think really Lo Celso, Ndombele. I'd like to see perhaps that pivot come back potentially. I think that's something that we haven't seen for a while now.
What, Lo
and it might
Celso
be quite
and Ndombele
interesting,
together?
No Højbjerg?
to see them both playing again together.
You saying no Højbjerg?
With Højbjerg
Right.
behind.
Oh, those three of them. Right.
No, with
Okay.
Højbjerg behind. Yeah.
And then up front,
Yeah.
what you
So,
getting rid of Vinicius?
Maybe it's harsh on him because he has played pretty well actually, hasn't he? So I think Kane, Son, and probably Bale. I'd give Bale another game actually.
So no Lucas
over
Moura, form
Bergwijn.
player.
No Lucas Lamela.
Oh no! Now you mention it. Maybe Lucas said of Bale. Maybe Lucas. Speaking of Lucas, actually, it's interesting because I feel like he could go in the summer. Lucas, I've got a feeling he might go if an offer comes in.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a feeling. Yeah, because if let's be honest, Lucas he hasn't been brilliant for the past couple of years, or since Ajax, obviously. He's only recently really come into good form. So I'm thinking that look, he's in great form at the moment. Who knows what it's going to be like next season? If you get an offer, I think it's something you cash in with, in my view.
How much? What, 20 million, 30 million?
Yeah, just an aside. I mean, if he continues his form to the end of the season, I'd probably argue you could probably reach mid-30s. I think
mid-30s.
Really?
Potentially depends who comes in. Depends who comes in for him.
With Eric Lamela running down he's only got a 1 year left in the summer. Do you see us kind of offering him a new deal, or do you reckon he's also another one that can go out the door?
I mean, Lamela's like Marmite, isn't he? At Tottenham, fans either love him or not hate him, but don't really see the point in him being there. He seems kind of like a cheerleader almost for the team. I think that if it was me, from a business perspective, you don't want to let one of your assets go, because he's still a player which is I'm sure he's very much admired in Italy, and I'm sure a lot of Italian clubs would still take him.
Yeah, Bologna.
So I think you give him a deal on the basis that maybe it's just a couple of very short extension, because you don't want that, and the understanding that if an offer comes in with it for him, that you agree, we'll take it if it's above a certain amount. I think that's what I'd probably do if I was making decisions.
All right. Interesting. Score prediction? Did you give us one?
I'm going to go with, I think 2-0 Spurs. I think we'll keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've gone for as well. So, great minds think alike, Alex, eh?
Sure.
But Alex, look, have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll get to speak to you after the game.
Nice one, Alex.
Thank you. See you then.
Come on, you Spurs.
Bye-bye.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
All right, so that is the end of our press conference reaction and pre-match fan show. I'm very sorry for everyone in the waiting room that has not been able to come on today, but unfortunately we have run out of time. But everyone, please go and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. We'll be back tomorrow with our match preview and our predicted lineup. Premier League predictions being released tonight. The full Jose Mourinho press conference is on the channel right now. We'll see you back for some more live shows on Sunday. It is Premier League time again. Tottenham are back, and we'll be back on Sunday just before kickoff. 2:05 kickoff at St James's Park, Newcastle against Tottenham, and then again it is your chance to have your say on the post-match fan show on Sunday evening. Looking forward to it. See you then. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. Welcome to our pre-match press conference against Newcastle United. I'll run you through our normal housekeeping. As always, no streaming or posting during the press conference on social media. There'll be a separate written briefing afterwards, embargo till 10:30 tonight. If you do have a question, please raise your hand and we'll try to get to as many of you as possible. I think we will start, as always, with Sky. So, Gary Cottrell, I'm just unmuting you now.
Thank you, Simon. Hello, Jose.
Hello, Gary.
Can I get some injury updates? How's Sonny?
Good. Son is good.
So able to play a part on Sunday if selected?
Yeah, he will be selected. Yeah.
How much of a boost is that? And obviously, staying here during the international break was crucial to his recovery.
Oh, he was injured. He trained with the team fully, first time this morning. Yesterday he was coming to do partial exercises, not a complete session. This morning was the first day he did it, and last week he didn't train at all, so it was completely impossible for him to play international. Would be even impossible for him to play if the game was yesterday or Tuesday. So this time was the good time for him to recover from injury. So in this moment we have Doherty and Ben Davies out, and a part of it, everybody is fit to play.
So to clarify, that means that Sergio is okay as well.
Which Sergio?
Reguilon.
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah. 9 Premier League games after lockdown last season, Jose. You only lost once. You gathered 18 points. Would similar this time be enough to get you into the top 4?
I don't know. I think we have to do the same as we did last season, which was to focus on a game at a time and to try to get the maximum possible points. And even if you lose a match or draw, like it happened last season when we drew against Man United at home and we lost at Sheffield, you have to keep going until the last. And we went to the last match not knowing if we would finish a 6 and if we would qualify for Europa League, but we went until the last second trying to get maximum points, which is what we have to do now. We don't have European football to play. We have the Premier League matches and the final, and let's go one at a time, trying to get maximum points, and in the end we will see.
One about Harry, if I may, obviously showed again what a quality player he is with England. His form under you, up front, assists, defensively, he's obviously enjoying his football. Does it then surprise you that people still say that he needs to leave this summer? I'm talking about pundits and so-called experts.
Yeah, I cannot play that. I cannot play that game, you know. I have to focus on what is for us. Of course, I'm always pleased when my players they go to national teams and they do well. So I'm happy that he does well with England. I'm happy that England wins, obviously, but I cannot play that game of what the people say, what the people doesn't say. I cannot play that game. I focus on what he did for us in the last match against Villa. I focus on the effort that I saw him put on the pitch for England against Albania and Poland, and I focus on the match against Newcastle, where I'm pretty sure that playing very well or not so well, scoring 2-1 or nil, he will be there for the team, and that's where I have to focus.
But always a smile on his face, tellingly, on the training ground and on the pitch.
Harry?
Yes.
I don't know if he has always a smile on his face. What I know is that he is professional. A part of being talented or no is very important that the player is professional, and is very professional. And I'm very, very pleased to have him. And I repeat, I'm happy to see him and all the other guys when they go to national teams. I'm always happy when they do well. It's always better when they come back after positive results. So I think he's living a good period. He's doing well for club and country. And ahead of him, until the end of the season, he has nice challenges. He has a final to play. He has a Premier League to fight for every point. Then he has a Euros with the possibility to play a final at Wembley. I think he has to be happy with the moment he's living.
Finally, from me, Jose, goal of the month, Eric Lamella's Rabona. Goal of the season as well?
Maybe. I would say if it was a winning goal, I would say 100%, because my criteria of football is more important when you win. Maybe yes, maybe not, but undoubtedly is an incredible goal, and undoubtedly he will be in that very short list for goal of the season in the Premier League and also worldwide for sure.
Cheers, Gary. Okay, we're going to go to Faker Others from PLP now.
Thanks very much. Hi, Jose.
Hello.
You obviously bounced back with a 2-0 win over Aston Villa last time out. Different formation as well. What pleased you about that performance that you can take into this match against Newcastle on Sunday?
You know, the attitude. The team went there to win it. And we were coming from 2 defeats. And I would say 2 bad defeats. And it was important that the players that showed that mentality. When you come in a bad run of results, is quite easy to let it go in the same direction. The players were exactly the opposite. There was solidarity on the team, and we could see that on the pitch. The team was solid. The team was intense. The team was aggressive, going forward. Didn't create many chances, but create chances enough to win the game. Was defensively very compact too. So it was a good performance. It was a good reaction from 2 bad defeats. But at the same time, if I'm not wrong, last 5 Premier League matches we won 4. So out of 15, we made 12 points. So we can see it also as a continuity of a good period for us in the Premier League, where we recovered a few points gap to other teams that fight like us for the same objectives.
Yeah, you are only just 3 points outside the top 4. You mentioned there to Gary that, you know, you're taking one game at a time and you know, that's your focus. But how confident are you of getting into the Champions League next season?
I'm confident that we can win Sunday. And Monday, if you ask me, I will be confident that we can win against Manchester United next week. And I can repeat to you after every match this ambition and this confidence to win the next match. To reach a Champions League position, I don't think we depend only about ourselves. I think we depend also from results from other teams. I'm not going to say we are going to do it or not going to do it. We have to go one game at a time, and the last season was a very good example. We were quite distance. We had a big distance to the top 6 position, and in the end, in the last minute of the last match, we confirmed that position. So we have to go in that direction.
Just finally, Newcastle obviously fighting relegation. The break may have helped them though, regroup perhaps. What are you expecting from them on Sunday?
I expect a team obviously trying to win the match, or at least trying to get a point, because in this moment, for every team, a point sometimes can be very, very important. I think they are a difficult team to play against. So of course I expect a difficult match for us.
Okay, move on to the Moose now. Moose, I hope you're not driving.
No, I'm not driving. Hi, Jose. How are you?
You good?
I'm very well, very well. I'll ask you quite bluntly, do you think it will be a failure this season if Spurs don't get into the top 6 or the top 4 and get European football for next season?
I don't want to speak about that possibility. I'm not going to be pessimistic, or I'm not going to try to anticipate scenarios and to evaluate our season before the season ends.
Do you think your team will be a little bit riled still by what happened in the game at White Hart Lane, where you drew 1-1 and there was that handball by Eric Dyer, crazy decision for the penalty late on?
You know, was a game where we had a reason to feel very frustrated, because we played very, very well. The Newcastle goalkeeper was deservedly the man of the match, because he made incredible saves. Was the kind of match where easily should be 3-4-0, because we played really well in this match. And in the end, we lost 2 points in the last minute with a very controversial situation. But you know, if you look to the season, it happened in many stadiums, situations that we could consider too controversial. That's the way it is now.
And the last one from me. I know you don't want to keep talking about Harry Kane, but he had the opportunity. He was asked a question while on England duty about his future, and he gave an answer which was quite ambiguous. Would you like to see him be a little bit more definite in where he sees his future?
No. I want Harry to be with us what he has been. I want Harry to repeat against Newcastle the same performance that he had against Aston Villa. When I say the same performance, I say the same commitment, the same desire, the same team spirit, the same leadership. That's what I want, and I know that I'm going to have that.
Okay, we're going to Jonathan Ville. Jonathan.
Hi, Jose.
Hello.
We've seen this week that the rearranged game against Southampton has been put in the week before the Carabao Cup final. I was wondering if you're disappointed that you won't now have a full week preparation for such a big game.
I'm happy that is Wednesday, because I thought that could be Thursday or Friday. I'm not saying Saturday, but could be Thursday or Friday. You know, in the beginning of the competition, when we played against Chelsea, we played Sunday and Tuesday. So it's nothing that surprises me. In fact, when we were knocked out of the Europa League, and we had all these weeks, all these midweeks open, I immediately thought, I have a feeling that the game against Southampton is not going to be played in one of these weeks. So it's nothing that surprises me. I don't want to speak about it more. I don't want to use it as any kind of excuse or to try to give less responsibilities to us and more responsibilities to our opponent. That's what it is. We will be there on the 25th of April. We are going to be there.
Okay, we've got time for one question each from the last three. It's Ali Gold, Alex Howe, and Dan Kilpatrick. We'll start with Ali.
Hey there, Jose.
Hello.
Just wanted to ask you about the evolution of Japhet Tanganga as a right back. Obviously, it was a role he didn't play much at all before you came. I mean, how far along that process is he now, and close to what you want him to be?
You know, Japhet for us is being like the emergency guy. When we need, he's there. And when we need, sometimes is as a right back, sometimes is as a left back. Other times was centre back on a defense of three. And you can look also to the recent couple of matches with the national team. And in one match against Portugal, he played right back, and then 2 days later against Croatia, he was playing centre back. I don't think it's a bad thing, especially for a young player, because a young player, what the young player needs is to play, needs minutes. And as a player that I had many years ago, from right back until left winger, I'm ready for you. And if you have an emergency as a goalkeeper, give me the gloves, and I'm going to be there. So Japhet is a little bit like this, but honestly, I think in spite of he's good in the air and he has a good positional education as a centre back, I think that probably his best position in terms of future is right back. As you know, he's not a giant. Needs to improve. His crossing needs to improve. The timings to arrive in attacking positions, but he's comfortable with the ball. He doesn't make mistakes or many. He's solid. He reads the game very well. He's a player that we can trust. And in fact, you can see his debut was against Liverpool, and then the matches that he played are normally matches of responsibility and quality on the opponents. He's a player that we trust, and he's developing quite well. Good kid, humble kid. All good.
Okay, Alex Howe.
Hi, Jose.
Hello.
It's start of a massive month with Newcastle Sunday, and then you have Everton and Manchester United who are around you. How important is it to get a win on Sunday to build momentum ahead of the cup final?
It's not about the cup final. It's not about the cup final. I don't think cup finals, they need momentums. I don't think. Cup finals is 50-50, you know? And if he's the best team in the world against the worst team in the world, the cup final is always a cup final. For me, it's 50-50. And doesn't matter if the week before City is already champion and they can prepare the final. And for us, the Southampton game is a game where we need points. Not even that is going to change. It's a 50-50 game in my experience. So the matches that we have before the final or after the final are another story, are independent of the final. Is Premier League, we have the points on the table to fight for them. And it's not about momentum, it's about trying to get the maximum points. Now is Newcastle, after is United, and then is Everton. Newcastle needs points for their fight. Everton needs points for their fight. I don't think United needs. I think United clearly is going to finish second. But you know, the points are there to fight for, and that's what we are going to do.
Okay, Dan, to finish.
Hi, Jose. After the Dinamo game, Hugo Lloris said that there were some players in the squad who weren't happy when they weren't in the starting 11, and that they weren't being as supportive of the 11 as they should be. I just wondered, now you've got no European football and you've only got one game a week, that there's going to be less opportunities for you to give squad players minutes and less opportunity to play players. I mean, do you fear that you could have some unhappy players on your hands because they're just not playing as much football now until the end of the season?
You know, in one thing you are totally right. We have less matches to play. There is no need of the kind of rotation that you normally make when you play lots of matches. I believe that we can look at it in two different directions. One direction is the one that you mentioned. The other one is probably the easy one for me, which is merit. One match per week, you play well, you give to the team what the team needs. The next match, you are there again. So probably for me will be more simple. But I admit that maybe you are right. Less opportunities for people to play, but maybe at the same time, because less opportunities to play, less matches to play, maybe fantastic training sessions where everybody uses a training session to try to show the potential, the motivation to play. And to be honest, these previous 2 weeks are normally weeks where the people that doesn't go to national teams, they let their level of motivation drop because they are not in national teams, because they are in a smaller group, because they are mixed with young players from the academy. I have to say that these last 10 days were fantastic. Every player that stayed back worked very, very hard, trying exactly to get a position to play the next match, or at least to be selected and involved.
Okay, perfect. We're going to move on to the written section now, which is Marcus.